You know what? The other day I actually saw this auntie, right? Very, very old. And then she was actually having a hunchback. And then yet at the same time, she was still pushing like a trolley full of the cardboard. I feel really bad. So the next day, right, actually what I did is that I compiled those cardboard available at my home, right? Then I actually pass it to her. I feel really, really bad. So another time I actually saw this article being actually shared around in Facebook. There was this uncle who actually was sleeping in the void deck without a home. So I really feel very bad and sorry for this elderly. So the question is that, will you be like that? Be in such a situation or retired and have no money? Because this is such a real question. So the question here is, how much money do we need to retire in Singapore? If you're in your 30, 40 or 50 and have never think about it seriously, maybe this is the time that you should. Maybe this is the time you should. It is good if you already have some saving or CPF to start with. However, you know you may outlive your saving one day if you have not planned for your retirement. Then you may have to budget down, cut down the lifestyle, or even worse, no money. And you know Singapore is one of the most expensive cities. If you have worked out an amount for retirement, that is good. But you must not forget to factor in inflation. The same amount of money that you can buy today may double or even triple in 20 or 30 years down the road. With high inflation and cost of living as high as 4%, can you still afford to retire comfortably in Singapore when you are old? So the question here is, how much money do we need to retire in Singapore? There's this report that shows that ordinary people like you and I may find ourselves short of money in our old age. So when we are old, will you expect your children, if you have, to look after you when you're old? Or do you expect yourself to be financially prepared for retirement when the time comes? There's a survey done. In this survey, 30% of the Singaporean adults do not invest. And many working adults like you and I are financially not prepared for our retirement. Please continue watching this video till the end to find out how much you will require for your retirement. With increasing inflation, the actual value of current dollar is even less. Let us see how inflation will affect us until age 65. So to illustrate, let me plunge in some figures. So I'll factor in maybe for bills wise, you'll require $500 for petrol and car parking, or maybe you take taxi, maybe another $800. For food wise, about $900. If you eat out every day, $10 per meal times 3 times, times 30 days. Grocery wise, let's assume that maybe $100 a month. So that will work out to be $400. Personal household item, maybe $100. Outing, maybe once a week you want to go to cafe, restaurant for something yummy. So that will cost you about $100 to $150 per week. So I'll factor in $600. So for health or emergency, maybe $200. So this will work out to be $3,500 per month. To upkeep your current lifestyle, you'll need an estimated $3,500 per month, right? But after factoring inflation rate, assuming it's 4%, you will need $3,640 to enjoy financial freedom per month. Assuming you retire at age 65 and you have an average lifespan of 85, that will be another 20 years to live on retirement funds. So you'll require $3,500 per month times the inflation rate, estimated to be 4%, times 20 years, and this amount will be inflated to $6,321 per month. So you multiply this amount by 12 months, times 20 years, times 2%, assuming husband and wife, you will require $3 million to retire with your husband for the next 20 years to maintain the same lifestyle if you have retired and stopped working at age 65. This figure may frighten you, or you might think you can live a simpler life with smaller expenses. That is true, no doubt. Nevertheless, this amount will still inflate. You know lah, a plate of char siew rice, right, actually cost you $2 only 20 years ago. But today, right, if you visit a coffee shop or hawker center, it will cost you $4, $4.50 a plate, or even much more. You agree, right? How much money do we need to retire in Singapore? Now let's take a look at your future net worth at age 65. For instance, if you own a 4-room HDB flat that's currently worth about 500,000, in this example, we assume that you actually own an average 10 to 20 years old HDB flat. Supposedly, your flat will appreciate on an average about 50 to 100,000 per decade. Take a conservative approach and assume that it will appreciate to 600,000 in 20 years. Assuming that you have fully paid off the existing HDB flat and you choose to downsize to a smaller HDB flat. For instance, a 3-room HDB flat that might cost you 400,000 by then. Hence, you have a profit of 200,000 at age 65. But the big question is 200,000 enough for your retirement? How long will 200,000 last us for our retirement? Especially if we are no longer working, and even if we do, we might not be able to get the same kind of income to continue to maintain the same kind of lifestyle that we have today. Hence, at age 65, the type of property that we own will give us different value. Now you understand the importance for us to upgrade. Perhaps this is no longer a want but a need. I guess the key question is to ask ourselves, how can we work towards it while we are still healthy and able to, rather than to wait for things to happen. Most of us, like you and I, don't have the discipline to save for retirement, right? Perhaps one of the way for us is to right size to the right property that can help us to have forced saving, hedge against the inflation, and for capital gain. So let's talk. Please share in the comment section below how you can prepare for retirement in Singapore. And thank you for watching this video. If you find the video useful, please like and share with your friends. And don't forget to follow us for more property tips, updates, and property tours. And see you in the next video. Bye!